There we go.
Show it live. But this is where we riff a little. I was without power for part of my day. I heard this big like explosion.
Oh.
I know, it was like a
Oh.
huge like sonic boom sound, and then the power went out. So it's so fun, like that we
Okay.
can Google in this day and age. So I Googled, and it came up that when a transformer goes out, it sounds like a huge boom,
Okay.
and the power will go out in an area. And then I had to give a lot of credit to the electric company and everything, because like right away they're sending us emails about how power
Yeah.
in your areas. They're just you always appreciate really good customer service. Um, so
What is interesting is that we are of an age now where we're so used to instantaneous gratification. So the second something happens, we're like, what the heck was that? And we're immediately Googling, right? We all do this, but it's kind of cool that you do get a pretty immediate text from,
yeah, yeah, I
um,
was impressed. I
yeah,
always like to talk about good. My daughter-in-law asked me the other day, Mom, what did you guys do before Google? Like, how'd you know how to do things? And I had to sit and think, well, I mean, you followed around someone who was handy, or you asked for
well,
advice.
we had phones. We called people. Don't you remember?
Yeah,
We called
yeah.
people. I mean,
But you still
before
had to find someone who knew how to do it,
in
Yeah.
your situation, though, we would have called neighbors, right? If that
Yeah.
happened, if your power was out. But she is right. People don't understand that we did not have Google. So you had a library or you called someone that you thought knew how to do it
Exactly.
and could walk you through the process. So, yeah, I'm going to throw a banner up this week that says to comment live or replay just to see if we can get some people commenting. Does
There
that
we
sound like fun?
go.
I'm
So
also going
speaking
to
about how to do things and good customer service, should we talk about our job? Do we have people coming on?
We do, and I am at this moment just checking both places, which I did, and we're good. So we can get started in a second. I just want to I'm having trouble seeing the comments, so I want to just hop over to the studio page because the studio group, that seems to be where the comments are. They're not showing up on our streaming service right now, and I think it's just the streaming service is having issues.
Okay.
So welcome to Leslie and Carissa and Margie and Sally and Sharon. So
Oh,
yeah,
good.
there's
Yay.
people watching.
Well,
So
yes.
tonight, and I know you have another. You're going to do a training after this, so we're going to get
Yes.
you rolling here. So tonight, what we're going to do? It's first of all, it's Monday night. We love Monday nights. Mary Grace and I get to chit chat, and I'm going to be interviewing our executive company vice president, Mary Grace Lewandowski, and I'm going to ask her 4 simple questions about our business. If you've heard this before, they're the same questions, but they get kind of answered differently every single week. I think you get something from it every single week. But I'm going to ask 4 very common questions, and all we're going to do is ask you to listen to this with an open heart and a listening ear. Quite honestly, this business may not be right for you. This opportunity may not be right for you, but it could be right for somebody that is sitting right next to you or
Yeah.
somebody that is near you during the day when you work full time or when you're out and about. And we just ask that you refer them to us so that we can help bless them. So, Mary Grace, without further ado, I'm going to start with the age-old question of why direct sales and what was the other part of that?
Just why direct sales.
Just why direct sales?
How is it different from multi-level marketing and
Multi
pyramid scheme?
MLM. How is it different from
Okay.
MLM? Noted
Direct
that.
sales is not multi-level marketing, and if you've ever done a business like that before, a lot of respect for all of the business out there. Not pyramid schemes because they're illegal, but those are 2 things that we are not. Direct sales means direct to consumer. Basically, it's party plan. But we have so many
Right.
different ways that we can do party plan now. It used to be strictly in somebody's home, but now there's so many other avenues through which we can offer our services that you never even have to leave your house if you don't want. You can do everything online. So direct sales literally means direct to consumer. And it's really, it is all of the benefits of running your own business with none of the negatives, none of the overhead, none of the risk. Park Lane takes all the risk, and we make all the money. So it is actually a really, really super, super way to make a living. And one of the things I always like to point out is that very often one of the objections I get immediately is, oh, I already have a job. Like if I even mention, like, you should give this a try because I know they would be so good at it and I know they're going to come out further ahead than they went in. And they'll go, oh, I already have a job. And my
Mm,
answer always is like, well, good.
good.
Because honestly, when I started this business 20 something years ago, one of the positives to me big time was that I could work it around the schedule that I had. I
Mhm,
didn't, I was considering like going up to the mall, working at Christmas time. That shows how
mhm,
old I am. But they would tell you when you had to be there, and so it was going to impact whatever your schedule was. I loved with direct sales that I could do it around my own self. So any objections that any of you have out there, those are totally, totally fixable by you, because you know how much time you have. You know when your freedom is. You know when you need to make money. You know when you don't. So I absolutely love that about direct sales. No one's going to show you where you have to be and when you have to be there. And as you know, um, my favorite story, I'm not going to go into the whole thing because you can watch these other places, but David Bach wrote The Automatic Millionaire. And my goodness, he is such a huge proponent of direct
mhm,
sales because he
right.
said he was trying to come up with a way that people could consistently invest money every month. And that was the last thing on their list. They were living beyond paycheck to paycheck. They rolled over credit every month,
Yeah.
they had car payments and stuff. And he said, I have to come up with a way for people to make extra extraneous income. And he said that's when he discovered direct sales. So love it, you guys. It's been an absolute perfect fit for obviously Janine, myself, and millions of other people.
Yeah. I love how you explain that. Why jewelry though? How does jewelry fit into this?
It's funny because Janine used to do baskets. I used to do candles. You could probably guess what companies we were with. And I think we fell into it because we went
Yeah,
to a show and it looked
for
fun,
sure.
or we loved the product. That's generally what happens.
Mhm.
Um, Park Lane came looking for us because, to my knowledge, they're the only direct sales company that will hire you in at a level that's commensurate with your experience and the pay that you were making and everything. I love it because why should you start all over? We don't do that in any other job. But
Amen.
had we known that we were going to go into a direct sales business and we had educated ourselves and investigated what the smartest product to market would be, we would have chosen jewelry.
Uh-huh.
And that's exactly what the Levine family did when they started this company in 1955. They were smart enough to hire consultants to tell them, what should we do? And they decided, like, let's like get a range of them. They hired three different companies. They didn't advise the other companies that others were looking into it too. And much to their total shock, because here they are all these years later, they all came back with jewelry as number one. And quite honestly, that was not the Levines, like what was in their head.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
think they were looking to reinforce what they had in their head, and it didn't. And then they're
didn't
like,
happen.
okay, like explain your answers, guys. Or, I'm sure they're all guys at that time, 1955.
Yeah.
In fact, that was one reason they were so keen on starting this company was to give women a way to become thousandaires at that time, now millionaires. At any rate, jewelry, you guys, think about it. Once I started like reading up on it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so true. Like we wear our product.
Right.
Okay, so if you're looking for people to like know what you do, there it is. Okay, not only do we wear our product, so do our customers. Our customers wear our product. So they're like telling everybody, referring them back to you. That is such a plus in and of itself. But
Mhm.
the market too, like seriously, I dare you to find anyone who's never had a piece of jewelry. It's like the market is absolutely huge. And it's one of the number one gifts in the world, candy, flowers, and jewelry. It has an emotional connection. So a lot of times it's bought for meaningful occasions. You don't hear of who's grandma going to leave all her candles to. Like we hear about who she's going to leave her jewelry to.
True.
It's been around since immemorial. Honestly, I mean, you look in the Bible, you're going to hear about some people wearing some type of jewelry, right?
Mhm.
Old Testament, even, all the way up to present day, which literally the forecasts are showing $1 billion added to this industry in the next years. $1 billion. I want to be part of that. Very inexpensive to ship and store. I literally had to get a new hip because of the big candle holders and everything I used to have to carry in and stuff. I destroyed my hip. With this, it's like the size of a purse over your shoulder, showing something to a camera. So there are so many assets to selling jewelry. And the Levine family has stayed true to that, done such a great
They
job
have.
with it over the years. And the next you're probably going to ask me why Park Lane.
Wow, you're clairvoyant. Well, because because of the four P's, we have the products, the promotions, the people, and the profits. I mean, that's what we have here. But
Yeah.
yeah, so now that you've spoken about why jewelry, because it makes complete sense when you think about it. How does Park Lane fit into that niche?
Okay, so one of the things that became like light bulb over my head was the market, right?
Yeah,
Men, women, children, all jewelry, okay? Huge
yeah,
market. We're buying for each other, right? Gifts. Well,
for sure.
what I noticed, because I did have another opportunity when I chose Park Lane 14 years ago, um, let's stay with that market idea. Okay.
Okay.
Most of the other jewelry companies have a niche market. So within the jewelry industry, they're known for Swarovski crystals or pearls or charms or silver. You guys all know where, or a particular style, like boutique style.
Right.
Therefore, you kind of wipe out some of the people that that's not their thing. What really, really got me with Park Lane, aside from the programs, was the fact that it was so encompassing of every type of taste. And I've had my customers say that back to me, like there is something for everyone. Minimalist,
Mhm.
maximalist, something, everything in between. Love that. I also feel like it's keeping me young because
Oh my
we're
gosh,
very
yeah.
into what the trends are and everything. Okay. I'm 96 years old.
And I'm 104, so it makes sense. It really does.
Just kidding, guys. I wish I could say that. I mean, sort of. I don't know. But anyway, but the second part is what you just mentioned earlier was the four P's.
Hmm.
And that is what
Yeah,
you want to look at in a company. You want to look at the programs, the profits, the people, and what my personality. I forgot the fourth P. But
the
the
product.
programs are like a customer sale, which is
Yeah,
unlike anybody else's. Buy two for regular, get four for half. Not only is that wonderful for the customers and they can repeat it and they love it and they think we're God's gift to earth that we are like
for sure.
selling with this sale, but also it's very easy for them to repeat. People hear about it and it's really awesome. And it also gives them the desire to buy more because they get more. Now, why is that great when they buy more? Because we get more too. I mean, we're thrilled to death with the deal they got, when we're able to say, you got $475 for the jewelry for 130 bucks. But we're
Right.
thrilled that we get paid on 130 bucks as opposed to maybe one box of candles for 6.95. Okay. So it really helps. All of that helps everybody work together. And the hostess program, which is we are a party plan business. So we reward people who bring their friends and family to us.
To
And
us.
when they do this in any kind of forum, on a Zoom, on a Facebook show, in real life, we reward them and we reward them in free jewelry. And Park
Yeah.
Lane is just off the charts with how much they give away. They do it per order. So it's not based on how much people spend, which can kind of be degrading. I was a
I
teacher
agree
and
with that.
we didn't have a lot of money. So we always felt like if anyone hosted a show, they didn't get much. With Park Lane, it's $20 free per order, $40 free per order when you get to 10 orders. So I can literally say to someone, don't you think between the two of us, we could collect 10 $30 orders? That's $300 for Park Lane and $400 in free jewelry for you. And that's
Hmm.
just the beginning. Okay. So very, very generous. And then the profit program, of course, is we start people at 30%. Now, I mentioned earlier, if you have direct sales experience, you may come in at 40% or 50% because we can work ourselves up to 50% very quickly. That's just on our own sales. In addition to that, we have weekly bonuses, quarterly bonuses,
Yep.
annual bonuses. We have a rich reward program where we can earn up to $1,000 in free jewelry every month. I remember my husband saying, Mary Grace, the beauty of that is it's not just for you to have more jewelry. It's our Christmas and birthday shopping is free. It's that you can go online and make 100% profit or at a vendor fair. You could keep it in stock and just sell it to people. Like it's another avenue of income. It truly is. If you are someone who buys jewelry a lot, then your best family friends discount is to become a rep because then you'll get a paycheck every week too for
Right.
30 to 50% back. And then we have anything else that anyone would ever care about, in my opinion. 2 trips a year, one European, one tropical, Mercedes car bonus, or just a plain car bonus if you don't want a Mercedes. And they really just try to think like they look at all the other companies and they want us to have everything that other companies have and then some. So we really do have a lot. It's almost like overwhelming.
It is overwhelming and it's hard to fit into 20 minutes, but I am going to ask you to end this with why now? Why is it now a great time? We talk about it all the time, but why do you think now is a good time?
Well, a lot of times the very first question people have is how much does it cost to get started? And maybe I should start with that because otherwise they're listening this whole time thinking, here it comes. You guys, it's $129.
Yeah.
Now, for stay with me here. Because first of all, there was a time with my other company when I had to have a website created. You guys, it's thousands of dollars to have a website created.
Correct.
For the $129, you have your own personal website. Yes, you have access to Park Lane's website and back office stuff and anything you need from there, training and free credit card. They do all that. But you also have your own personal website where someone clicks on it and they're shopping with you. And when you wake up in the morning, you sold something and you're going to get a paycheck that week. That's all really big stuff, but that's not all. In addition to that, you get to choose $500 worth of jewelry, whatever you want to get you up and running. And in addition to that, right now, there's another $100 of whatever you want. So $600 in jewelry for $129 and your website and all the credit card fees and all of that. This is really huge. It's really huge. In my other company, I paid $16 a month for the utilization of any of that. And do that times 12, it's way more than $129. So really it's Park Lane who's taken the risk. Now, not only that, okay, but the very smartest way to get started, regardless of how you choose to do this business, is to have like what we call kind of like a grand opening,
party.
if you will, a promotional party, right?
Yep.
And it's kind of like, come on, let's use the resources we have. Let your friend and family know that you're doing this. And if you're too like shy or embarrassed to tell them, let us tell them. So like if Janine was joining, I would do a party for her. We could even do it this way. And I would be showing all the jewelry and everything and talking about how excited we were and honored that she was going to be doing this with us. But she would get the paycheck this week. So when you have your promotional party, you get the paycheck. You also get all the hostess credit that I just talked about a minute ago. So what actually happens? You get your paycheck before your credit card's due for the $129 and you come out ahead. So there really is no risk. Plus it's a tax write-off. Now, this is a wonderful time to start because whenever you are looking at something like this, the minute that you have that little funny feeling in your stomach, like, you need to move on it because that's what successful people do. Successful people lean in. They don't think of all the reasons of why something won't work and then talk themselves out of it. They don't get the opinion of 150 people that have never done direct sales. They just say, they believe, they say, I trust it. I'm going to trust the process, which you can because we have so many awesome trainings for you. We're here for you. But also because we're into a new season. Tomorrow's October 1st. I don't know when you're listening to this. Some of you guys might be watching a different time, but we're right at the cusp of a new season. That is like a salesperson in fashion's dream. Okay, so we are just like right now into a new season, and then we're going to hit the golden months, the shopping months, the Novembers, the Decembers, and you want to be like kind of with it and established before all that happens. So definitely now. I hope you'll do the Google form. Janine will tell you about the Google form.
Yeah, I put it in the description of each and every place that we are streaming, and I'm also going to pop it in the comments here. So it should pop into the groups, but it is in the description. So you shouldn't have a problem filling that out. What we want you to do is fill the Google form out that you were on this, caught this live or on the replay. Mary Grace usually gives a little more than 24 hours for you to do that. And then, she puts all the names into a hat and she picks one as a winner. And what you win is free jewelry. And she always curates that to your taste. So when you fill that Google form out, you want to fill it out what your tastes are with jewelry so that she can curate a package for you free and clear as a gift from her.
And whether you decide to join us or not, you're in the drawing. So, and guys, we do this every Monday. And if there's like a little something and you went, so-and-so, my daughter needs to hear about this, or my sister.
Come back next week.
Add them to the group because it's one of my favorite things to do is to share the blessings that I feel that I've had with other people. And you're just a yes away.
That is so true. And if you are watching this on the Grace and Grit Studio business page, you can easily click that share button. You can copy the link and messenger it to somebody, or you can share this on your walls. We really
Yes.
appreciate all of that. Mary Grace, thank you so much for taking the time tonight before you do training to talk to everybody about our fabulous opportunity. We
It's one
appreciate
of my
you.
favorite things to do. Thank you for meeting me here every week. Bye, everybody. It was a delight talking to you. Take
Bye,
care.
everyone.